Have you ever looked back at someone you dated and thought, how did I miss that? Girl, we have all been there. So today I'm going to give you 5 red flags smart women never ignore so you can stop wasting your time and start dating with confidence. Now, most advice tells women to trust their gut. And while that works, sometimes it's a little vague. We need more than gut feelings. We need a system. And lucky for you, sis, I have built one. I used to lead teams that spotted red flags in job candidates for a living. And now I'm showing you how to apply the same lens to dating. These tips come from years of interviewing, hiring, and decoding human behavior. And trust me, once you learn how to spot these early signs, you'll start attracting the right kind of energy. Now, tip 3 will literally change how you respond on dates. So stay with me. Before we dive into the 5 red flags, here's how each of these tips in this video is structured so that you can follow along and actually use what you learned. First is going to be context. It's going to explain what the red flag looks like in real life. These are the behaviors that you might be brushing off, but you shouldn't be. Next, it's going to be application, and that gives you questions or actions you can take to evaluate what's really going on. 3 is framing. That helps you zoom out and understand why this matters for your long-term happiness, not just your current situation. Each tip is designed to help you spot the red flag, respond to it wisely, and refocus your energy where it belongs, which is on you. Number 1, he talks about his ex a lot. So the context, if a man brings up his ex on the first few dates, it's not random. It's a red flag waving in your face because this shows up as oversharing, frequently comparing, or emotional reactions. I had a client tell me she went on a date or a second date with a guy who spent half the date, half the dinner, telling her how his ex did him wrong, how he can't just trust women anymore in general. That's a red flag. And the application is to listen for patterns. If he is always telling you that his ex was crazy, he might be deflecting responsibility. Ask yourself, is he healing or is he seeking a therapist that he can sleep with? If every story has him as a victim, there's more going on there. And you need to kind of let that go. So the framing, a man that is still entangled with his past can't offer you a clean slate. You deserve someone who's present, not haunted. Number 2 is inconsistency. He texts you nonstop for 2 days and then suddenly goes MIA for 3. Or he talks about how much he likes you, but he cancels plans last minute. One of my girlfriends dated a guy who would send sweet good morning messages Monday through Wednesday, and then he would disappear every weekend. When she asked why, he said he likes his alone time. It actually turned out that he had a whole second girlfriend. So application here is consistency. It isn't about perfection. It's about predictability. Trust is built in the little things. Ask yourself, can I depend on him to do what he says he's going to do? Is he reliable or is he erratic when life gets real? The framing is, if he's inconsistent now, imagine trying to build a life or raise kids with this man. This is your preview. This is not a trailer. And trust me, tip number 4 is a masterclass on emotional detachment in disguise. Number 3, he makes you feel crazy for asking basic questions. The context is you bring something up, something simple, like, where do you see this going? And suddenly you're being too intense. You're being too dramatic. I dated someone who once would spin everything back on me, and I'd ask why he ghosted after a weekend together, and suddenly I was too needy. Application. The next time you feel hesitant to speak up, ask yourself, am I afraid of his reaction because it's dangerous or because I already know the answer? If he changes the subject, jokes it off, or accuses you of being clingy, girl, pay attention to that. The framing is, this is a form of gaslighting. If he deflects, minimizes, or makes you feel doubtful that this is actually reality, it's not emotional maturity, it's manipulation. And emotional safety is not an option. Number 4 is he talks big but shows up small. The context. He says he's looking for a serious relationship, but he's only available after dark. He never introduces you to his friends, and he flakes out when it counts. A client of mine was dating a man who called her his future wife, but they had only ever met up at his place. In 6 weeks, she had never met one of his friends or even seen him in daylight. The application is you have to ask yourself, would you hire this person based on their follow through? If he treats dating like an empty job interview, all buzzwords, no results, he's not serious. The framing is anyone can talk a good game, but actions are the real resume. And girl, tip 5 will show you how to spot low energy from a mile away. Number 5 is he lacks curiosity about you, the context. You've shared your values, your goals, and even your embarrassing childhood nickname. But he still hasn't asked you what matters most to you. Maybe he goes on and on about his work, his dog, his ex, his gym routine. But when it's your turn, crickets. The application is flip the script. Ask yourself, if I stop sharing in this conversation, would I still even exist? The real relationships are actually built on curiosity. So if he's not trying to learn who you are beyond the surface, you're just filling a space for him. The framing is a man who isn't curious about your inner world isn't trying to be part of it. A connection without curiosity is just convenience. You deserve someone who's equally interested in you and invested in you. Let me leave you with this. The biggest glow up you can have in dating is choosing you every single time. These red flags aren't just signs about him, they're also signals to you that you've grown. You are no longer the woman who settles for confusion. You are evolving, you are glowing, and you are building a life where peace is the bare minimum. Don't dim your light for someone who can't handle your shine, girl. If this video spoke to you, like and subscribe for more real talk on dating, mindset, and manifesting for your best self. You got this, queen, because you're not just dating, you're hiring for your heart.